You think you control what you see online, but most of what appears on your screen was chosen for you long before you clicked anything. Every video, every post, every headline, every recommendation. There's a hidden system quietly deciding what billions of people watch, believe, buy, and even think about every single day. And the scary part, most people never notice it happening. On the surface, it looks normal, but it's not. This isn't just about social media. This affects your attention, your opinions, your emotions, your spending habits, and even your understanding of reality itself. Because right now, some of the most powerful systems on Earth are competing for one thing: your attention. And once something controls your attention, it can influence almost everything else. Think about your average day. You wake up, check your phone, scroll through videos, news, posts, recommendations, memes, ads. Without realizing it, algorithms immediately begin making decisions for you. What you see first, what keeps you watching, what makes you emotional, what keeps you scrolling. And this is where it gets serious. Because the internet most people experience today is no longer random. It's personalized, carefully personalized. Every click, pause, like, search, comment, and watch time becomes data. And that data feeds systems designed to predict your behavior better and better over time. But here's what they don't tell you. These platforms don't make money when you leave. They make money when you stay. That changes everything. Because if attention equals profit, then the system naturally prioritizes content that keeps you emotionally engaged, not necessarily informed, not necessarily healthy, not necessarily true, just engaging. Think about what spreads fastest online: outrage, fear, conflict, shock, drama, extreme opinions. Why? Because emotional reactions keep people watching longer. And longer watch time means more ads, more engagement, more profit. So over time, the algorithms learn something dangerous. Calm content loses attention. Emotional content captures it. And slowly, the internet begins rewarding the loudest, most addictive material possible. This is why your feed often feels intense, why everything feels urgent, why people online seem angrier than ever. Because the system itself amplifies emotional reactions, and this is where it affects you directly. Most people believe they choose what they watch. But modern recommendation systems quietly shape those choices. Imagine two people opening the exact same app. They may see completely different realities, different news, different opinions, different fears, different political narratives, different lifestyles, different versions of the world, because algorithms adapt to each individual user. That means the internet is no longer one shared experience. It's billions of customized realities running simultaneously. And most people never stop to think about how strange that actually is. Now here's the hidden layer nobody talks about. Algorithms are not designed to understand truth. They're designed to understand behavior. That's a massive difference. The system doesn't ask, is this healthy for society? It asks, will this keep people engaged? That's the real objective. And once you understand that, a lot of modern internet culture suddenly makes sense. Why misinformation spreads so quickly? Why outrage dominates timelines? Why conspiracy content explodes? Why negativity often outperforms nuance? Because emotional intensity performs better inside engagement systems, and the platforms know it. On the surface, it looks like people are simply choosing content. But underneath, massive machine learning systems are constantly optimizing what captures human attention most effectively. And this is where it gets serious, because these systems are becoming incredibly good at predicting human behavior, sometimes better than humans themselves. Think about how often apps seem to know what you want before you search for it. You watch one video, and suddenly your entire feed changes. One click, one pause, one topic, and the system starts building a psychological profile around your behavior. Not because humans manually study you, but because machine learning systems recognize patterns across billions of users. That means algorithms can often predict what keeps you emotional, what keeps you engaged, what you're likely to buy, what topics trigger reactions, what type of content keeps you online longer. And the longer you stay, the more valuable you become, because your attention became the product. That's the business model most people don't fully understand. Social media platforms appear free, but they're not truly free. You pay with attention, behavior, data, and time, and your attention is extremely valuable. Entire industries now compete for it. Advertisers, media companies, influencers, political campaigns, corporations, everyone wants visibility inside algorithmic systems, because whoever controls attention controls influence, and this is where things start getting even darker. Over time, recommendation systems can slowly reshape behavior itself. Think about it. If someone constantly watches fearful content, their feed becomes more fearful. If someone watches angry content, their recommendations become more aggressive. If someone interacts with extreme opinions, the system often delivers even stronger versions. Why? Because escalation increases engagement, and this creates what many experts call feedback loops. The algorithm learns what triggers you emotionally, then keeps feeding similar material back to you repeatedly. Over time, people can become trapped inside highly emotional digital environments without realizing it, and this is where it affects society, because millions of people are now living inside different algorithmically curated realities. That changes politics, culture, relationships, mental health, consumer behavior, even public trust itself. And the craziest part? Most of these systems are largely invisible. People see the content, but they rarely think about the machinery selecting it. Now here's something even more alarming. The algorithms are no longer just reacting to human behavior. They're beginning to shape it in real time. Platforms constantly test which thumbnails get clicks, which emotions drive engagement, which headlines increase watch time, which topics spread faster, which colors attract attention, which words trigger curiosity. Everything becomes optimized. Every second of your attention is studied. That's why modern content feels increasingly addictive, because in many ways it was engineered to be. And this is where it affects you personally. Your focus is being fragmented constantly. Notifications, short videos, infinite scrolling, recommendation loops. Everything competes for immediate stimulation, and over time, many people lose the ability to focus deeply for long periods. Why? Because the brain adapts to constant novelty. Fast stimulation becomes normal. Silence feels uncomfortable. Stillness feels boring, and attention spans slowly weaken. This is why so many people now struggle to read long books, focus without checking phones, sit without stimulation, think deeply for extended periods. The system rewards speed, not reflection, consumption, not stillness. And the longer people stay distracted, the easier they become to influence. But it gets worse. Because artificial intelligence is making these systems dramatically more powerful. Older algorithms mostly reacted to behavior. Modern AI systems can now generate, personalize, and optimize content at enormous scale, meaning future feeds may become even more persuasive, emotional, and addictive than today's. Imagine a system that understands your personality so well, it knows exactly what type of content keeps you emotionally engaged longest. That future is already beginning, and most people don't even realize it's happening, because on the surface, it just feels like entertainment. But underneath, a global attention war is taking place every second. Companies are fighting for human focus the same way countries once fought for territory, because attention became one of the most valuable resources on Earth. And this is where the story changes again. The internet originally promised unlimited information, freedom, connection, open access to knowledge. And in many ways, it delivered that. But at the same time, a small number of platforms gradually became gatekeepers of visibility, meaning a handful of algorithmic systems now influence what billions of people see every day. Think about how much power that creates. If an algorithm boosts certain topics, millions see them. If it suppresses others, they disappear. If it prioritizes outrage, society feels angrier. If it rewards fear, fear spreads faster. And because these systems operate at massive scale, small algorithmic changes can influence entire cultures. That's how powerful recommendation systems became. Now here's the big realization. The modern internet is not simply showing you the world. It's filtering the world through engagement systems designed to maximize attention. Everything you see online passes through invisible layers of selection. Algorithms decide What gets amplified? What gets buried? What trends? What spreads? What keeps you watching? And because these systems are optimized for engagement, they often reward emotional intensity over balance. That doesn't mean every platform is evil, or every algorithm is intentionally harmful, but it does mean the incentives matter, because systems eventually become shaped by what they reward most. And right now, the internet rewards attention above almost everything else. That changes culture itself. It changes conversation. It changes politics. It changes mental health. It changes how people understand reality. Everything connects. So the next time you open your phone and instantly start scrolling, remember this: you are not simply choosing content. Content is also choosing you. Invisible systems are constantly studying what captures your attention, shapes your emotions, and keeps you engaged longest. And as artificial intelligence grows more advanced, these systems will become even more powerful, because the battle for your attention is only beginning, and most people will never fully realize how much of their online world was carefully chosen for them before they ever touch the screen.